Hey guys, it's Rodog Speaks. Welcome back to another video. It is the 16th of March today, and I've been wanting to make this video for a good while because it's just been frustrating me to no end knowing what this government is doing at the moment. It's doing so many things that I don't like and really hate, and that's what this video is about. It's basically, why does this government just hate everybody? They just seem to hate everybody. But I'll move on to that in a second. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the like, thumbs up button if you want to see more videos, and it really helps with my ratings and YouTube algorithms and whatnot. Blah blah blah. So yeah, let's get started. So the first story that I want to talk about is this illegal migration bill, which has been doing the rounds on the media and through the House of Commons and in Parliament at the moment. Here's one group of people that the government really hates. Like, forget about, like, park the people already in this country for a moment, because they hate those people as well. But this group of people, these sort of refugees that are coming over the channel, the Home Secretary and the government really hates these people. Really hates them. So what they're planning to do with this illegal migration bill is basically, I've got a little snippet loaded up on the BBC website at the moment. So it will place a duty on the Home Secretary to remove anyone arriving to the UK on a small boat as soon as reasonably practicable, and it will also ban them from returning permanently. So basically, these people coming over in small boats are refugees, asylum seekers from various war-torn countries, mostly sort of the Middle East area, sort of Syria, Iran, Iraq, some countries in Africa, Somalia, Libya, those sorts of countries, where they are fleeing persecution, fear of getting murdered, killed by their own countries, and they are wanting to come over here for a better life. Only that the UK has shut down all the other legal routes for them to come, and their only other option to get here is via the channel. So they have to get on a boat, pay lots of money to people smugglers and to get them on a boat, and they come over here, not because there's any other choice, but because that's their only route that they have available to them. They come over here and Suella Braverman wants to kick them back out again, or if we can't kick them out, we have to detain them and keep them for 28 days in some sort of detention centre, which she's probably not thought of yet, or some sort of, maybe a camp, Suella. Maybe you put them in a camp, because, you know, we've got 40,000 coming over in a year, which, by the way, is fewer people than any other European country is taking in. Countries like France, Germany, Spain, Turkey, other countries are taking way more people than we are. But apparently 40,000 people is 40,000 people too many, according to Suella Braverman, and we just don't want any migration at all. No asylum seekers, close the door, you know, refugees no longer welcome. So it carries on to say, those who enter the UK illegally will either be sent back to their own country, or if this is unsafe, to what the government describe as a safe third country, which is actually currently at the moment Rwanda, which at the moment nobody's been sent to because of various legal ramifications and consequences to, you know, what the government wants to do is just do everything completely illegally, and they want to bypass, you know, human rights laws and things like that. They just don't care about human rights. What are they? God, we actually have to look after people, heaven forfend. And also it should be said that asylum seekers, you know, they don't need visas, they'll probably likely not have any documents with them, so it is, an asylum seeker is not illegal. They are not an illegal person, they are not a criminal. They are trying to apply for asylum in the country that they don't have to choose which country they go to. Well, actually they can. So that whole idea of, like, stopping the first safe country you find yourself in is complete bollocks. Because, you know, if you want to go to the UK because you speak the language or have family, you're well within your rights as an asylum seeker to do that. So, you know, go look that up, Suella. So, moving on to the next group of people that this government absolutely hates, is public sector workers. or anybody that chooses to go on strike, because there's a lot of industrial strike action happening at the moment, most notably rail workers, NHS workers, nurses, university staff, teachers going on strike. Most people in the public sector actually have had enough, and they're not getting the pay that they deserve in line with inflation, which is currently, from the top of my head, it was last at about 12%, but it might have gone down slightly. They have been going on strike and voting for strike days, just so they can get better terms and conditions from their bosses and from their managers, and better pay, so that staff can be retained within their workplace, so that they don't feel so stressed out and so drained. The Secretary of State for Health, Steve Barclay, for ages just refused to go and talk to them, just refused to speak to doctors and nurses and NHS staff who work so hard to look after the people in our society who are sick, and especially in light of like what we've in the pandemic, where we relied on them so much to like look after the sick people with COVID, and we clapped for them when we banged our like pots and pans on a Thursday. Do you remember that? Like we clapped for these people, and apparently it meant absolutely nothing to the government, who just clapped because clapping is easy and it doesn't cost anything. But believe it or not, you know, a couple of years down the line from the pandemic, turns out nurses and doctors, especially like junior doctors as well, actually want something in return. It's nothing. These people deserve so much. And then the government try and gaslight us by saying like, oh, it's disrupting hard-working people from getting to work. Who do you think are the hard-working people? Who do you think is like holding up, you know, society? Who do you think is you know, holding up all the infrastructure that's keeping this country going by the skin of its teeth? Who are these people? They're nurses, doctors, rail workers, train workers, people who work at schools, universities, people who teach you how to drive. So many people, you know, just so many public workers who are just getting by on hardly anything because they've not had a decent pay rise in years, and the government just don't want to listen to them because they're not worth it, because they work in a sector that doesn't make money, that because it doesn't make money, apparently it's not valuable. This current Tory government, like, if you're not seen to be being successful or making a profit or making money, then you're not valuable to them, and you're probably a net drain. So things like where I work in libraries, we don't take money, we don't make profit, we don't exist to make money. That's what, you know, we are there to offer a service to local people and the community, and that's what other public sector workers do. They don't exist to, you know, be sat at a desk trying to meet targets and make profits. And that's what makes a good society, and the government hate that. They hate the fact that they have to keep giving money to services that don't give them anything back. And it's just appalling, like the way that this government treats people, you know, even especially those that can't work. So if you're disabled, or if you're a carer, or if you've got special needs, or whatever it is that means that you're not able to go to work, they really don't like you. They resent the fact they have to give you things in order to make your life worthwhile. So it's a real disgrace. Like I mean, you have to go, stories of going to the job centre and just begging people for the benefits they deserve, because, you know, you have to prove why, you know, you've got your conditions that you have in order to receive, you know, the money that you need, that you're entitled to. You have to prove to them that you are actually disabled, because like you might be lying. you might be fraudster, you might be pretending to be sick just so you can make excuses not to work. Those people are lazy. Don't like lazy people. And yeah, and there's just so many other things that really reveal to me how much this current form of Tories, of the Conservative government, just really dislike this country as a whole, or like, maybe not dislike, but they view it as an asset to like just to strip things away and sell them off to the highest bidder. So you've got institutions like the NHS, and land is a big one. They sell off land to, you know, really rich people so they can make money off of it. And water companies as well. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I've not got onto that. Just the fact that water companies in this country have been allowed to dump tons and tons and tons of sewage into our waterways, so like rivers and seas, and just pollute everywhere, and with really not much consequence at all. Like, they'll probably get the odd fine, but apart from that, they're just allowed to do this. They're allowed to just corrupt and destroy the landscape of this really beautiful country that we live in, that is just full of national parks and rivers and beautiful areas of land, areas of natural beauty, and they're just dumping it with crap, like, on a daily basis. And people who like to go swimming in these spots no longer can, because they're probably going to get ill from swimming in dirt and rubbish, because, you know, instead of actually investing in infrastructure, in like proper cleaning facilities that allow, you know, the water to actually be cleaned and not dumped into the sea, they instead give it to their shareholders, and just put the excess waste into waterways, because we all want to make a profit, guys. Let's be honest. It's disgusting, and this government just treats us all with contempt, real contempt, and is just another example of why they absolutely need to go. I'm so fed up of the gaslighting, of, you know, this is what people want us to be doing. I think this is what people want. This government does not speak for me. I wholeheartedly disagree with what they're doing, and, you know, how dare you try and speak for me, because I speak for myself, and I can tell you, for one, I absolutely hate and abhor what you are doing to this country. Those are just a few things of why this current government pretty much hates everybody, apart from the 1% of earners who they really like bankers and accountants, because those are great people, because they're the ones that make the most money. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you like it, don't forget to, again, subscribe to my channel, Road Dog Speaks, and also press the like button and the bell if you want to see future videos. Yeah, I will see you very soon, guys. Have a great day. Bye.